Hello, students. Welcome to the Monologue Showcase. So very proud of all of our students who have been through this entire section, and they are now presenting for you their monologues. I want to welcome all the guests who are watching tonight. Thank you for tuning in. I know you're going to enjoy the work that we are doing tonight. I had a quick message for everybody, and I wanted you to just know that when we hit the showcase, that means that we are at the end of our quarter. So this is where the monologues end, and we'll be jumping into our summer session, which is going to be amazing. We are doing scene work, so you're going to be working on scenes, movement, blocking, emotional triggers. You're going to be working on next level connections, and we are going to dive deep into that idea of how to handle different camera angles, both with your phone virtually and in person. I'm pretty sure we will be getting to do some of that very, very soon. So, these are things we've had planned since back in December, and we are surging forward. The scene section is going to be amazing, so you can look forward to that. What is the showcase? So this is a time we are time stamping your progress. So tonight is just a timestamp. I want you to think of it that way. So we look and we see, where were you? Where are you now? And then we celebrate the growth. I've got a really cool story. We've been plugging away at our website for a really long time, probably years, I guess, a couple years. We've been trying to make new additions and trying to make it better and stuff. And sometimes when you're making little tiny improvements, it feels like grass growing. It feels like you're not making as much progress as you maybe you think you are, and so you can want to quit. You can want to feel like I just don't know if this is working or not. So anyway, long story short, my cousin, who's like this unbelievable webmaster, he happened to tap into our website recently. And he sends me this email, and I mean, this was his words, but he said, dude, holy moly, exclamation points, and then a couple curse words, like, wow, to your website. This is really, really great. You guys should really submit to some awards. And he's like, I'm not even kidding. You should submit to some web awards. And now whether or not we do that or not, if we do, of course, vote for us. But no, I'm just kidding. But seriously, do. The point was, we were looking at this website just going, ugh, like trying to pull our teeth out, and we've been working at it, so we're so close to it that we didn't get to see the progress. He's been with us like years ago, hadn't seen the website in a long time, and goes, dude, what you guys have accomplished is unbelievable. He's like, not even for the acting space, for any space. What you guys are doing digitally is really, really cool. And I was like, oh, dude, thank you. Like, that's amazing. So, so I want you to know, for your acting right now, this is a time for you to step back and get to really see the progress. So we want to celebrate the progress tonight. That's a big part of what we're doing. We also want to look into the future. We want to see where we're going and understand that there's always growth. So what I'm going to be doing tonight is I'm going to be watching, just like everybody else. I'm going to tune in to this class, and I'm going to be taking notes. And so at the end, I'm going to have a time where I get to just connect with each of you. I'm probably going to give some general overall notes for the class, and then I'll try to just rapid fire zoom into each one of you and give you some very specific notes. And then we'll leave time for questions, either individually or just as a class in general. And then you guys will get to come back together and you get to talk to one another. So that is going to be tonight's class, and this will be the showcase. Again, thank you all for joining. I am so very, very proud of each and every student who is here tonight. And you have to know that, in my personal opinion, there was probably a week or two where this course was not as good as it was in person, because we were rapidly changing, rapidly figuring out how to teach this in a new format. Now, the people who stuck with it, who are now a month and a half in, you people are getting 10x. I really believe this. You are passionately acting at a super high level because we've learned a new way to teach this, and you are figuring out how to act in a brand new way. So those of you who are still here, you have to understand you are running laps around everybody else, And now the product that you're getting and what you're delivering day in and day out, week in and week out, is extraordinary. So I'm very happy for you. I'm grateful for you that you're with us. Thank you so much. And just know that we are doing this thing together, and you guys really have a big, bright future ahead of you, because what you're doing is extraordinary. And I'm very excited to see all the little choices and the changes that everyone made, and to give you some critique tonight. So, all right, that is my opening message. Thank you so much. We've got tonight producing Miss Shay Topol from Ahwatukee. Give her some round of applause there. That's our classy audience. We have got a classy clapping audience, and tonight's all about class, I think. So, yeah, that's the Shay Topol. Thank you, studio audience. And we also have producing Mr. Joseph, Joey, I like to call him, Sweeney, Joey Sweeney. And tonight, for your showcase, your host will be none other than Mr. Brian Sweeney. Brian, step on up.
The applause goes longer for him because of the transition from seat to seat. That's why.
It's not just me, you know?
Oh, no, it's not just you. Definitely not just you.
Rats.
Rats.
Matt's also taller than me.
Yeah, we were pretty aware of that.
Yeah. I wasn't actually aware of how tall until we started sitting behind a mic. It, like, really changed things for me. Okay, so, guys, super excited. Let's rock and roll. We're going to start with our first performer, Ian. Ian will be our first performer of the night. Let's get a round of applause from home here from our entire studio audience, all of the people watching virtually as Ian gets ready to perform his scene. One second, Ian. Hold. I'm in his picture.
I'm looking for books on marriage, how to have a good marriage, what not to do, what to do, and how to be a good husband, how to love the right way, and how to best make love. Not fiction, mind you, or the things on the internet, more like old knowledge, things that our souls know that long ago were shared by word of mouth, generation, and then recorded by hand, translated into 1,000 languages, but have been forgotten. Maybe some of the new science too, but not based off of one small study, and not pseudoscience, and not a series of essays written on deadline by someone who doesn't know enough, who knows how to write, but doesn't know how to think. Also, how to be a good husband, how to be a good father. Not the trends, mind you, or the sexism, but maybe some of the sexism, but the kind in which is easily recognized as such. How to be a good person, how to live the right way. I'm trying to, Nico, stop. I'm trying to live my life for once with the right person. And I want to try to not make too many mistakes. And I want to be happy, or if not happy, the other thing that we're supposed to be. Worthwhile. of use, honest. I wanna be vulnerable and love completely. Do you have any books like that? See.
All right. Way to go, Ian. Let's get a little round of applause here for Ian. Nice work, my friend. Nice work. I'm just going to talk about you for a second while we're bringing in the next person. I'll talk over to the live here. Ian, we're just so proud of you, man. Just so proud. We've been fighting for you. We've been fighting. You know, we fight for our students. We fight. You know, Matt has taught us as a culture that it's important to really fight for where someone's at. And you have so much potential, man. And you really rose up in masterclass, and it's just been so cool watching your journey as we've been fighting for you and fighting for you. And we're so excited to just see what is to come for you. And this is just the first thing we got to see after that. And there's just so much more to come. So you're such a positive person, man. And we're really lucky and excited to have you in class. So thank you for being a part of our studio family. We love you very much and look forward to talking with you at the end. Okay. Our next performer here, just felt like making those sounds, Olivia.
Okay. What's up, Ryan?
What's up? You go ahead and start whenever you're ready, okay?
Okay. The whole thing?
Yep, right from the start. So get yourself in state. Get yourself in state and start, and then just rock it. Take your time.
Okay. I have to tell you this, because if I don't, I'm going to burst into flames. You are cheese. You are so cheese. The cheesiest cheese I have ever met in my life. You're so cheese that it drips out of your pores and stinks up every room you walk into. Every damn idea you have is piggybacking off of someone else. You are the definition of a copycat. Rise the coattails of others. You have absolutely no inventive ideas of your own. You give nothing. Nothing innovative or exciting or helpful to others. And when you try, it's usually served like one great platter of rotting cheese, because the circuitry in your brain is wired to cough and be foggy from all the cobwebs built up over the years from stealing. We want ideas that feel big, huge, different. I want you to bring me something that is real. I need some truth. I need all the cheese to die. And I want you to throw some real shit in my face. I want to feel it. I am so sick and tired of the fake bullshit I see every single day of my life working in this world, that I'm going to throw myself out of that window and fall to my death if you don't change. I need you to save my life. Save me. I need oxygen. Oxygen. Do you hear me? Tomorrow at noon, we'll reconvene here, and then we'll see if you brought something with passion. I don't want theatrical. I want passion. I want soul-wrenching, gut-pounding, mind-bending, anxiety. I want a rupture. That's right. Tomorrow, or die. We all die. This meeting's dismissed. End scene.
Very good. So it has been just so exciting having you grow as a student. Just watching it has been, again, that's the best part of what we do, is just getting to watch the growth, you know. And you were on the show this last week, and you guys talked about just different ways to build this thing. And I'm sure Matt will talk about some of that in critique. But you're just learning so much to just go with it, and be free. And you're so creative. You're such a creative person that as you keep learning to do that more and more, the things that are going to come out are going to be brilliant. And your scene partners are going to be so grateful to have you as a partner. So just really proud of the progress, proud of your growth. And we're just really, really blessed to have you here at the studio. So thank you, and very good work. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are moving to our next performer, Carol. Let's get a big round of applause at home for Carol.
Okay, I don't hear anything. Brian?
Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I keep things in. Things, emotions, my emotions. And I know that that's not a good thing, but life has made me this way. I have a tendency to show no emotion when I'm feeling emotion. I just have a hard time opening up to someone. I get closed off. I feel that by being emotional in front of someone kind of makes me very vulnerable and weak. And I have a hard time with that. You know, being in that state of vulnerability, it is not a place where I like to be, because I feel like I'm not in control. When I'm not in control, I get anxiety. Whenever I have truly loved someone and opened up myself to them, they have always stabbed me in the back. And I have a hard time with that, you know, trusting people. And it could be anyone. Friends, family, boyfriends. I'm not sure if I truly trust anyone in my life. Sort of a protective shield I put up. And it only gets stronger with time. You know, I do desire to be more vulnerable, but at the same time, I desire to stay protected. And I feel torn. Every time I take a risk, I get hurt. I'm not sure I should keep taking those risks. See?
Yeah. Woo! Way to go, Carol. All right. Carol, this was such a fun piece to watch you specifically work. And I'm just so proud of the progress. Just so proud. You've, even just from last week, done so much with this piece. But the big thing about this is you're such a joyful person, you know? You're contagious. Like, it's impossible to know you and not smile. Like, I'm pretty sure it's an impossibility. And so to watch you just totally evolve into another character and tap into the pain and the struggles that everyone deals with, even us smiley people, right? Like, it was incredible. And and you are just such a light at this space, and we are just so grateful to have you as a student. You've grown so much, and we can't wait to see how much you continue to grow as we keep pushing and keep growing every single week. So thank you, Carol. We love you so
Brian.
much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We love you. Okay, guys. Super excited here for our next performer. We've got Saya coming up next. Let's get a round of applause from home for Saya as she gets ready to perform.
I do not know one of my sex, no woman's face, remember, save from my glass mine own. Nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend. And my dearest father, how features are broad, I'm skilless of, but by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. Nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like of. But I prattle something too wildly, and my father's precepts I therein do forget. Scene.
All right. Woo! Okay, Saya, just okay. So watching you just continue to develop as an actress has honestly been like such a privilege, just such a privilege, because like you've been working hard, and you're known for it. You have a reputation around here for being an insanely hard worker, and what a reputation to have. And so just continuing to watch you do that and learn to grow as a person and as an actress has been phenomenal, because you've been with us a long time, just working and working and working, and you understand the importance of continuing your craft and never giving up. And so we're just really grateful to have a student who's continuing to inspire people to work their absolute hardest. And you did a wonderful job. We are so thankful for you, and you are amazing. So thank you. Okay. All right, everybody. Our next performer is going to be Mr. Scotty. Let's get a round of applause from home for Scotty.
I had only been attending that school for about a month when it happened. And I was a new kid and I really didn't have any friends. So I was in the library alone. And that's the first time I heard it. And it was screaming, and the only way I can describe it was like fireworks. And I panicked, obviously, and I looked for a place to go. And that's when I saw him. It was this guy I'd never met before, and he was hiding underneath one of the computer tables. And he must have noticed how scared and lost I looked, because he gestured for me to come hide with him. And you know, it was funny. And amidst all the chaos, I was able to look him in his eyes just for a second and they were this incredible shade of blue, and like so bright and full of life. And he gave me this stupid smile, like, you know, the kind that it makes you feel like no matter what's going on around you, you're safe. And we were safe. And that moment was ruined by the sound of more gunshots in the halls. And he put his hand on my shoulder and he said, "Hey, you know, we're all going to be okay. We're going to get through this. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine." And that's when the doors burst open. And I closed my eyes as tight as I could. And I kept praying it would all just come to an end. And of course, those thoughts got destroyed by the crackling of several more gunshots. Only this time it was different. I felt this pain in my leg I'd never felt before. And when I reached down to figure out what it was, there was just nothing but blood. Nothing but blood. And I looked up at my new friend with the big blue eyes. And he was holding his stomach. And he was bleeding too. Only he was on his hands and knees and he was begging with the shooters. He was pleading for his life. And in my head, I thought, you know, it's time to be a hero. There's something in this moment that I could say that's going to save this kid's life. But I couldn't even put a thought together when I can still see it. There was so much blood. And I blacked out after that. And when I came to, I was surrounded by paramedics and police. And the sounds of the sirens are still ringing as I talk to you today in my ears. And all that kept going through my head was why am I alive? Why isn't he? He had a family. He had friends. He had a future. He had a life. I always wished my life was different, you know? I always wished something so big, so exciting would happen, that it would change my life forever. Just be careful what you wish for.
Scene.
Scene.
Who is right, Scotty? Dude, incredible. Incredible. Matt talked a lot about just growth and getting better, and that's what it's all about. And man, have you done that. You've taken direction each week and just continued to build, and this was a really hard piece. I mean, really hard. And you really tapped into it, and we're just so proud of you, man. You are a giver, dude. You are like, Matt was in a struggle point where the stuff was going on with his knee, and he's like, oh man, I can't work out in these ways, and he talks to you, and you go to your garage to find bands to bring him over so that he has something to work out with, and leave him outside and take a photo out there. Man, you are a giver, dude. You are such an incredible person, and we're just so proud of you. So keep working hard, keep doing what you're doing, because you're going to make a huge impact on this world. Like, it's going to be incredible what you do for God with this craft. So we're just so proud of you, man. Very good work, and gosh, nice work. Okay. Whew, that one's got me. Our next performer is going to be ALISHA.
Well, let me tell you something, funny boy. You know that stamp? The one that says New York Public Library? Well, that may not mean anything to you. That means a lot to me. One whole hell of a lot. Sure, go ahead and laugh if you want to. I've seen your type before. Flashy, making the scene, flaunting convention. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. What's this girl making such a big stink about an old library book? Let me give you a hint, buddy. Maybe you can live without libraries. People like you and me. Maybe. Sure, we can't change the world. What about that kid? Sitting down, opening a book right now in a branch at the local library. Finding drawings of pee-pees and wee-wees on the Cat in the Hat and the 5 Chinese brothers. Doesn't he deserve better? Look, you think this is about overdue fines and missing books? You better think again. This is about that kid's right to read a book without getting his mind warped. Maybe that turns you on, Seinfeld. Maybe that's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies. Well, I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over. You've got 7 days, Seinfeld. That is 1 week.
Scene. Let's get a big round of applause. Okay. So, you have just grown so much. And you are still so young. It's so exciting to see you get so passionate. My first thought of you is going back to Valleywood Movie Camp and just starting out, and there's nobody to talk to, you know, and you feel like I'm all alone, and I remember your speech. Like, it's still in my brain. You talking about just the experience it had and the impact it had on you. It changed us as a staff. It reminds us of why we do what we do. And to see that girl who so, like, not that long ago was afraid of speaking, do a piece like this, where you're attacking the camera and you've got passion and power. You are growing into your own, girl. You are growing into who you are, and I gotta tell you, it's amazing. You are fire. You are a force to be reckoned with. And we are just so, so proud of that growth and cannot wait to see you continue to develop that and figure out more of who you are so that you can share it with the world and help other people who need to know that they are amazing. Thank you. Okay, everybody. So we are now going to bring everybody back here together. And Matt's going to be going through with each person, and we're going to be doing some rapid fire notes. So if everybody could come back over here to this, Joey's going to bring you in. We can mute our lives, and we're just going to go through. We're going to go through and talk through everything, and he's going to give you guys notes, and then there's going to be questions that we can answer at the end again together as a reminder. So anything you have, you know, have it written down so that Matt can go through that with you and talk with you about that. If there's an online question for our webinar people, same deal. Throw it in the chat, and Matt would be happy to answer it when we get there to the end of class. And then at the very end, we're all going to stick together, and we're going to do a class picture together for our showcase photo. And it's going to be super awesome. So we are just very, very excited for you guys and excited about tonight. So before he gets in here, as I'm sure he'll be over here in a second, like basically I want first of all for you all just give each other a little applause from home right now. Like literally just give each other an applause. Because, like last week to this week even, the growth was like so much growth. And like go beyond that all the way to the beginning. This is what like time stamping and looking at your footage is all about. It's about that growth process. It's about going, hey, here's where I was, and I'm better today than I was the day before. And that can be our only tracker. That can be the only thing that we look at and compare ourselves to is, am I better today than I was the day before? And all of you tonight can say that. All of you tonight can go, hey, I brought this piece from last week, and I made it better. I became a better actor than I was last week. And so that's just so cool. Such a cool thing that you get to walk out with today. And so knowing all that, now Matt's going to come in and he'll basically be going through anything that you can grow in for future because these monologues will continue. So make sure everybody has a notebook and a pen so you can write down those notes and go through them. But these monologues should extend far beyond tonight. These monologues should be something that you're working on continuously. And if somebody goes, hey, do you have a monologue? Boom, you can pull one out of your back pocket just like that. And you should continue to add more monologues to your bucket so that at any point you can perform a different variety of pieces. And you can use all the skills that you've learned in this class from your own stuff and from watching others to apply to those new monologues you're working as you keep going on your own. And again, we're going to be moving into scenes together, which is going to be awesome. Like, we're going to get to work on some of that and do that, and we're going to reveal that to you later this week, what that's going to look like. But we're just going to keep growing and keep building together, and just super, super excited about it. So, yeah. Love it. You want to go grab him for me?
Sure will.
Cool. Woo. Unmute you guys here for a sec. Hey, you've been unmuted for a second. Okay. Here he comes, Mr. Deering, to break down your critiques, everybody. So you can unmute them. I muted them.
Can I borrow those headphones, bra guy?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Did we decide Brian was short? Is that what happened over here?
We did.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Let me ask you really quick, by show of hands, was it choppy on your end, like the buffering? Was it buffering?
Yeah, a
okay.
little bit.
YouTube, the live.
Okay, cool. So that's I think that's an issue on our end. We got to figure that out. I'm not sure if it was a CenturyLink deal or a YouTube deal or a Matthew Deering deal. I don't know, but we'll get that solved. So, congratulations, everybody! Holy moly, well done. Where's Carol? Is Carol around here?
It said her phone dropped, just left.
She's joining.
Oh,
There she is. Carol's here. Hello, Carol. Carol?
Her audio's joining.
Carol? Anyone? Carol? Carol? Anyone? Anyone?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, good. You're back.
Hi, I got lost there for a second. I don't know what happened.
Okay,
that
so
happens to me all the time.
so buffering aside, let's just pretend we don't care about that. You all crushed it. I mean, right? Aren't you like really impressed with your class right now? And I'm not kidding
Yes.
right now when I tell you that we did exactly what we set out to do, which is we just created a new genre of acting, straight up. So give
my
yourselves a round of applause, please, right now. And you need to do this for yourselves because I have notes and we're gonna go over the notes, but I got to see you early on in the process, so you need to look at your first videos that you did in the online format, and then each of you, and then look at where you are now. And as far as a timestamp is concerned, which is the whole point of tonight, I mean, it's like night and day. It's unbelievable. You all look like different human beings. I mean, I'm blown away by your work ethic. I'm blown away by what Brian must have been doing in this class ongoing. Because, I mean, incredible work. So seriously, very, very impressed. Here's some of the things I really liked and noticed. The camera control overall was just way better. It was it was specific and interesting. And having said that, though, we're going to get into this in a minute. It was usually for each one of you better in the beginning, and then it's like you lost ideas, I think. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. But it seemed like the beginning of everybody's had some really interesting creative choices, and then we got kind of lost, which is interesting because that's exactly what we're going to be going over next month and the next 3 months, actually. So that was good. Also, the costumes were great. Everybody put a lot of thought into what their character was wearing, and you could tell that there was some specific backstory work that was done. And I believed each of you, who you were and whatnot. And then the confidence and connection audience, that stuff was all good. So those are overall, I felt like everybody had those things. On an overall where we can all grow is going to be even more of that camera control and specific choices. So here's what happens. When we do physicalization as an actor, we make choices, and then usually in the beginning we have some really creative moves and things, and then we run out of steam because we just sort of like run out of ideas. So the same thing is true of the camera work, where we got ourselves sometimes stuck staring too much at the camera, and then sometimes holding the camera too long and not maybe practicing how to set it down and create an interesting camera angle. So there were some moments that were really, really, really great. Like Scotty, you're at the very end, for instance, like the way the phone went down, that tells us something. Like, it's a really specific thing there. Going back to Ian's, when you dropped your books, for instance, if you could, did you practice that?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
That's
Okay.
how I wanted to get to the floor.
Yeah, good. Okay, so I liked it. I liked it a lot, and I thought it was practice, but it didn't look rehearsed. It looked organic, so that's good. But what do you do with the phone? And that's the question. Because you were able to drop the books, but then keep this really good angle on yourself, and we want to probably let go of that kind of stuff and practice what would it be like in real life. So, which brings me to my next note for everybody, which is not to worry about silences. And so this goes into all acting, but now for this specific genre of acting, how do we deal with a silence? Well, every now and then I might need a particular angle or a particular thought or something, so it's okay for me to just stop, put the phone down, move away, take a breath, and then speak. That's totally fine. So just understand that you can give yourself that space because this is the genre we're working in. So know that there are going to be, this will have its own rules attached to it, and you can give yourself that space. So we'll go back to Ian's example. If you drop the books and the phone, we just see everything. Like, we see you as a bumbling, guy in that moment who got nervous, and we don't need to see you right away. It's interesting. Can you do something for me? Do you mind acting this out for me real quick? So grab your books. Okay, and let's stack them up, if you would. Good. Now hold them higher for me, the books, and then put the phone on top of the books. There you go. Good. Now try to see you. Okay, try to see you. Okay, and just say, hey guys, how's it going?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Now drop everything. Now just wait. Now just make noise. And then just say, hang on, guys, I'm coming.
Hang on, I'm coming.
Good. And make more noise, big, loud noise. Flip the phone over a couple times so we kind of see something and then don't see something. Yeah, good. And now, great. Now pick up the phone and say nothing and just bring it up to your face and try to look cool. I said try to look cool. I'm playing, Doug. Yeah, good. So you guys get the idea, right? So if there was a move like that, let the move happen all the way, and then that becomes a choice from within the monologue. Okay, so that's how we can deal with silences, and as promised, we are going to dive really deep into that, hopefully in person also, but definitely in the online format. We're going to deal with different camera angles, what different camera angles mean, how you can create different characters and feels and moods, all based on very simple lighting changes and very simple slight adjustment to camera angles. We're going to be dealing with that in the next 3 months. Good. So that's silence there. Okay, so let me go back then to Ian really quick. Dude, all right. So now I'm going to go specifically to you, okay? How'd it feel?
It was fun.
Yeah, good. Good. What else?
It felt natural.
Okay.
I think in the having fun of it and being natural, I stumbled over my lines and added things in there, which, like, being natural, I let the natural take over rather than not adding, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
So I didn't like that. Like, I would be like, to add more stuff rather than just silence.
So you did add things or you didn't?
I did add things.
Got it. And you can't do that.
Because I felt like I would naturally just do this, me as a character.
Right, but you can't, right?
Yeah, and then that's why I would get upset at myself.
Okay, good.
Sure.
And that's just going to be discipline. That's going to go back to the discipline conversation that we've had before. But let me tell you this, again, going back to beginning, I've heard this monologue many times. I've heard you deliver it many times. I laughed out loud in the beginning. I'm watching it, and I'm, like, laughing out loud. I'm like, this is hilarious. This is very, very well done. It felt new. It felt fresh, etc. Then your camera specifically the movement got really distracting for a while. Okay, so how do you handle that? Go ahead and move without talking for a second. Get yourself situated, and then go again. That's going to be the way you're going to start to handle some of that. Every now and then you can speak on the movement, but just know that you don't want to make us sick.
Yeah.
So if you got to get someplace, pick up the phone, move, get there as quick as you can, sit down, settle, and then come back in so that we're not getting nauseous trying to watch you.
Yeah.
All right? But yeah, I mean, and you know what a good example of this actually in Hollywood is if you watch the first Jason Bourne is really great camera wise, and then I think the next couple they really tried to push it too far, and it got a little jarring. Like the cuts are too much, and you start to watch and go like, ugh. It like they were trying to lean into it too much. So you look at little moves like that from a cinematographer standpoint can kind of ruin that moment.
It starts to lose it.
But good. So now let's That's it, dude. That's what I got for you right now, and I'm happy with what you did. Know that you don't have to add ever. Like when the dog came up, just love on the dog, man. Just grab the dog, look at the camera, let the silence happen, and then there's a funny moment just like that right there where you don't have to say anything, and it's just hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah, but good work, man. Really, really good work. This was some of your best, so I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Olivia, how'd it feel?
It felt good. I think for me, like being so brand new to acting and then having to learn something else on top of it, like to kind of improvise with the whole online stuff and like having to film everything. I just tried to really focus on like the lens, like being the person that I'm talking to, and just let everything else happen, fall into place naturally.
Yeah, and again, if you
hopefully it worked.
it worked great, and if you compare you to you, you're gonna be thrilled with your progress. You're gonna be like, oh, this is awesome. I'm really, really happy with where I went and how I got there. So then what I'm gonna tell you is, and I hope you all do this. By the way, I highly recommend you do. Don't quit on your monologues ever for the rest of your life. That's how I feel about it. So you should always be getting a new monologue, definitely. But then at the same time, this is one you've worked, you've earned it. So keep it in your back pocket. So that just means I'm gonna work on this monologue maybe once a week for a while, then maybe once a month, and then it's always there for you, so you can tap back into this type of character. So just know that this is something that you should keep working in. It becomes a part of your actor toolbox, okay? So so having said that, assuming you're going to keep working on this, I want you to now know that it was good. It was a great performance in and of itself. Go ahead and lean more into the crazy, more into the specifics, and more into even more emotion. But you want it to be grounded. So what you did was really grounded and really good.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was impressed all the way through. It seemed smooth, other than the buffering. It was really good, and I was connected to what she was saying. I wanted to see you push it even farther.
Okay.
All right, good. Carol.
Yes.
How did you feel?
I felt good.
You should have felt good. Oh my gosh.
I was so surprised at how much I loved moving around. At first it made me uncomfortable. Now I'm like, I think it adds to the whole, everything. I just really enjoyed that.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And once again, you were one of these that I would say the beginning was so much better. Your movement in the beginning felt more specific. It felt like, and that you had more reason behind it. And then after that, it like you were a little lost or weren't 100% sure with all of your choices.
You know what? When I practiced, I was always having my phone with my camera reversed so I could see myself. And I was really thrown that I couldn't see myself in the camera. So I should have been practicing with the camera turned off sometimes.
Sure, absolutely.
Because I was only in the corner.
Right.
And when I practiced, so that did throw me because I'm like, I couldn't see what I was doing.
No, that makes perfect sense. And then what you have to decide is in this character's life, does she see herself? Like in this video call, is she looking at herself while she's making the call, or is she not? And as soon as you figure that out, then it's like you actually need to see yourself if that's the choice. But yeah, no, that's interesting. Did you record it and watch it back?
Oh, only about yes.
Good.
Sometimes.
Good. Well, it showed. I mean, it totally showed. Like as a matter of fact, I liked her crazy a lot.
Yeah.
I've
gone through a lot with this character.
Oh, she's fun.
I've changed my opinion of her quite often, or how I feel about her day to day, and how I play her.
Yeah, I loved the craziness, and I thought it was really creative. And then again, I just wanted to see some consistencies. And with yours specifically, I want you to look for. Okay, remember when you looked out the window? Mm-hmm. That was such a good choice. So here's what I wanted there. Stop there for a second. Look out the window. Keep talking. And don't feel like you had to come back to the phone so quickly.
Yeah.
Okay? So when you look for those moments, just think, where could I have looked away and stayed away for a while? Mm-hmm. All right?
I'm good.
Yeah, it was so good. I'm really proud of you. Good job.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Next up, we got Saya.
Hi. Thanks, Joey, for letting me back in, by the way.
You got it. Anytime.
Joey's the man. He knows what he's doing. Okay, so same thing with you. Again, beginning was so strong. Your camera control was excellent. I think you learned a lot from Masterclass, and you brought that with you. And really good. I'm hoping, actually, that we're going to get to run the scenes. I've been talking to the team. I want to run our Masterclass scenes during our script class the next 3 months, preparing for Masterclass. So you're going to be doing some other exercises as well, but you're going to get to keep working forward that way. But your camera control was excellent. After that, I wanted to see more creativity on how you could place the camera, let the camera see what you wanted it to see, and then do more physicality. And I also wanted to see a specific in the phone between the two people.
Okay.
So trying your best to find how to talk to one person and then talk to the other. So in this video
Okay,
form.
so in the scene.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
In this scene, she's only talking to the boy, the guy.
Oh, okay. So she's just talking about the dad.
Yeah, she
To
just
him?
is mentioning the dad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought he was there. Okay. All right. Then that makes sense. Then never mind. I take that back.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, good. But do you know what I mean? So give me the line about the dad, and I'm gonna, because there was specifically right there I wanted you to move. So let's find out
Okay.
why.
And my dear father. That's the only part about the dad.
But do you keep talking? Like you say something else to follow that up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How features are abroad, I'm skilless of.
Good. So
By
imagine
my
this,
mind.
right? So take your phone right now. Okay, move for a second and say nothing. And find a spot to put the phone. And now come in and say the line about your father really quick.
And my dearest father.
And my dearest father, like go right in there, like this guy, okay? And then right afterward, move and keep the camera where it is.
Okay. And my dearest father. How features are broad, I'm skilless of. But by my modesty, the jewel in my dower.
Yeah, good.
I
Okay,
would not-
so now if we're creative here, I would love to see you find a way to get the phone near the bed, so you could say and my dearest father, and then leaning back in the bed and talking about your modesty and rolling around in the sheets and this whole thing where you're talking to the guy about the dad, but you're able to be free with your body in some way and not look at the camera, but know that the camera's looking at you, and then come back to it.
Okay.
Okay, so when you watch yours back, look for the times when you